10 obscure modern video games that you can play right now and people don't talk about. I consider these games modern because they were released from 2010 onwards. Some of them can be played in online and local multiplayer, and others are single player only. These are my recommendations for you to try now. Also, very quick disclaimer, I am not sponsored by any of these companies or games. These are games that I genuinely find interesting and fun to play, so you don't have to worry whether I'm being paid or not by any company to sell you these games. So let's go back to the list now. The first game is Hypercharge Unboxed, a shooting game that can be played in first or third person. You can play as a soldier toy that has to complete missions in order to progress. You can defend the base from waves of enemies or play in death matches. The environments and areas you play in resemble playgrounds, your room, or even the garage if you want to. The funny part is that a lot of the toys you'll encounter as enemies are references to famous toys such as Beyblades. Yeah, I'm not kidding. And you can customize your soldier in its own toy box as well. You literally can even select the kind of packaging it can come with. And if that wasn't enough, you can even remote play with your friends, meaning that if you want to play with your friends, you have the option of only one of you having the game and everyone can play with you. But enough toys. Let's move on to the second entry, which is V Rising. If you like Diablo, you'll definitely like this vampire-themed game. However, instead of having an experience progress-themed gameplay, you get stronger by getting new abilities and equipment. The entire map is available for you to explore, with enemies being strong from the beginning in certain areas. You can even encounter bosses in the middle of the road at a time where you're not supposed to if you wander too far. If you want to explore a certain area to collect materials and items but don't want to travel all the way back to your base, you can build your base in different parts of the map and even teleport from one castle to the other for fast travel. Every castle can be customized as you wish, and if that wasn't enough, this game has one of the best item sorting systems I've ever seen. Let's say you collected wood from the forest and you want to leave all that wood in a container. You don't have to drag every single item in your inventory, just a click of a button and there you go. You'll free your inventory, and the same applies to every other kind of item. Every party can have up to 4 players at the same time, and the bosses of this game are both challenging and rewarding. They can give you elemental powers or help you transform into different animals, or even hypnotize and enslave humans to collect items for you and even fight. A perfect game to play during October, the month of terror, just like our third entry, Midnight Ghost Hunt. In this game, you can play as a ghost or a ghost hunter. The matches consist of teams of 4 players and you have to chase each other. When you're a ghost, you can possess items and pretend to be that item. Basically Gmod, to be honest. But the cool part of this is that you can choose different skills with your ghost, meaning that you can fade, fly, or even throw objects to distract the hunters. And the hunters have to kill the ghost as well. They have to use different weapons and accessories to track and destroy the ghost in the map. The ghost will not be officially killed until they collect the remains of ectoplasm with a vacuum. It's dumb, but I love it. But wait, there's even more. The ghost hunters have until midnight to catch the ghost, because otherwise, once the clock shows midnight, the ghosts have to chase the hunters, meaning that every single minute counts and teamwork is mandatory for you to win. It also requires a lot of teamwork to make this channel grow, so please subscribe to this channel so we can do more videos like this. But nothing requires more teamwork than the fourth entry on our list, which is Hood, Outlaws and Legends. In this game, you can play as a different kind of medieval warrior, and each one of them has a weakness and an advantage. Me, for example, I chose the archer, who has a long range and explosive arrows, but is very vulnerable during hand-to-hand combat. The objective of this game most of the time is to steal from the enemy, and that means traversing through the level with your teammates. You need to be very well coordinated so that everyone fulfills their role accordingly. The layout might seem a bit familiar to you if you've ever played Warhammer Vermintide 2, as the layout is quite identical. This game can be played with a party of up to 4 players, and it's really good to coordinate and have a wonderful time. But maybe you don't like coordinating with your friends and you just want to screw them over, which is why you might love the 5th game on our list, Crawl. This indie game requires you to overcome the levels ahead of you, while 3 other ghosts chase you constantly and try to kill you. And yes, these 3 ghosts are your friends. They can possess different objects and kill you, and if they succeed, they become the new protagonist and now you have to kill them with your ghost friends. This game is basically about 4 ghosts fighting over the control of a single body, which can lead to very funny moments if you ask me. Also, the ghost can be revived into different creatures in these summoning portals, where they can stop being ghosts or possess objects and literally become monsters to fight you one-on-one, or even 3-on-1. There's multiple monsters to unlock and many different bosses to face, so you can have multiple playthroughs and never get the same experience. But this is not the only indie game in our list. The 6th one in our list took an already existing concept and added a new interesting mechanic. 20XX is basically Mega Man, but with procedurally generated levels. Yeah, imagine a Mega Man game where every single level you go through is different and no layout is ever the same. I mean, if you've ever played Mega Man before, there's not much I can say except that you can play it online. Yeah, a 2-player Mega Man game. If single-player Mega Man seemed too repetitive for your taste already, try playing it with a friend. And since the levels are procedurally generated, you will never get the same experience twice other than the tutorial. But this seemed like cheating, putting a game mostly based on an already existing product that was successful already and calling it a game. And you're right, it's cheating. But you know what? I don't care. That's why I put another game like that on the list. The 7th game on our list is Farlight 84, which is a battle royale game inspired in Fortnite but with superpowers like in Apex Legends. You can get vehicles, upgrade your shields, use the special abilities of every individual character, and you know what the best part is? It's free to play on Steam. Yeah, just like Fortnite and Apex, you don't need to pay a single dime to get this game. You can get it for free now and simply go through the tutorial and start playing with your friends, or online random people if your friends hate you for suggesting to play a battle royale game. So, if that last part happens and they criticize you for liking battle royale games, do the following. Number 1, defend yourself. You never have to feel bad for liking what you like. Number 2, suggest them to play the 8th game on our list, which is Hell Let Loose. This will show them. I'm sure they prefer to play action games with guns and warfare environments, but Hell Let Loose is more than that. We're talking about a World War II simulator that it's so realistic in so many ways that you need to basically learn a new game from zero. There's a ton of classes to choose from and only a couple can ride tanks or use specific weapons. Also, there's no minimap or radar, which means that you'll have to rely entirely on your senses to properly advance and not die. And if that wasn't enough, you would not even get an indicator that you have downed an enemy. You just have to hope you did. The only bad thing is that the servers are quite empty and the queues are very long for the most populated maps, which is why it's a good thing I'm promoting it, so we can change this. But so far, we've only talked about multiplayer games. What if you wanted to just lay on your couch and play a game by yourself? Well, I've got 2 more for you. The 9th game in our list is Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, a game where you play as Senua, a woman who suffers from psychosis and hears voices all the time. You have to traverse Helheim, the realm of the Norse gods, to revive Dylan, Senua's beloved. In this realm, you'll encounter monsters and bosses based on the Norse mythology, whose aspects will resemble Senua's worst fears. Now, the game is a bit scary and it looks really cool, but you know what the greatest part is? The voices in her head are not just part of the story, but also a mechanic. This will tell you when an enemy is behind you, will give you clues when you solve puzzles and guide you during boss fights. This can be overwhelming at times, but that's the immersion they wanted to create with this game, as you literally are in the shoes of Senua. Oh, and one more thing. Every time Senua dies, the darkness consumes her, and when the darkness reaches her head, the game ends and you lose the progress. And every time you die, you can see the progress of the darkness in Senua's arm. So better be careful with that. Also, you do want to play this game because there's a sequel coming soon, and thanks to the technology of meta-humans, it looks even better than ever. And finally, on our 10th entry, we've got a different kind of creepy game, which is Lil Misfortune. This story-based point-and-click adventure game puts you in the shoes of Lil Misfortune. No, not her nickname, that's her real name, while you explore the disturbing, sad and intricate world she's in, all while the narrator interacts with the little girl. At the beginning of the game, the narrator gives us two important things to keep in mind. Lil Misfortune will die and that there's no wrong options, only different outcomes when you choose. With that said, there's multiple possibilities as the butterfly effect will be activated every time you make an important decision on the game. Things like, which toy will you bring on your adventure, the little stuffed bunny or the rock your father threw at you at once? Yeah, I told you, it's really creepy. And these choices will have an impact on the story later on, so you better choose carefully before proceeding. And there you have it. If you liked the video, click the like button, leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. Let me know if there's other obscure modern games you would suggest to your friends. This has been Rhino and thank you for watching.